What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Matt Halfhill, Dan Levy, back for another episode of Nice Kicks Live.
We are doing it. It's Saturday morning, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I was kind of rushing, so I didn't get coffee. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to bring it.
So if you're in a foul mood, we'll blame it on Starbucks not having a drive-through.
Well, I went there, and then the line was so long, and I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
How is it so long? It's on Saturday at 6:30 in the morning.
Dude, why is there so much traffic on a Saturday morning at 5 a.m. from Irvine to L.A.? That's what I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah, there's always someone going somewhere and then getting into an accident.
Yeah, but so I'm back. Just got in. I had a total first world problem coming back from South by Southwest.
What happened?
So here's what happened was I had my flight on JetBlue, which I always fly.
Okay.
And
that's your first issue?
That was my first issue. I get an upgraded seat because my debit card starts declining because I'm traveling.
Right.
And the guy gave me an upgraded seat, and I was like, oh yay, I can work. No, can't work. No
Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi. Then I get upgraded to that seat, and I get the seat where the headphone jack doesn't work. So it's like, dude, put me back with the chickens, roosters, and goats. Just give me a headphone jack that works so I can at least watch the TV that's in front of me.
How was the flight back? A lot of people were saying the flights from Austin to LA this week were like crazy turbulent.
They were a little turbulent. They smelled like horrible.
Just horrible hipsters?
Just horrible hipster smell. Just horrible, rancid hipster smell.
How were the Nice Kick shows?
They were amazing. They were
looked
amazing.
Great. They were all over social media this
Ty
week.
Dolla $ign killed it. He killed
awesome.
it. He was up on the 6th floor balcony shooting dart guns at people from Nerf darts. Yeah, not poison darts or whatever.
Or just bullets.
Yeah, or just bullets. Yes, no shots fired at the Nice Kick showcase this year. So that was a good time. That was a good time. But it was. We had a great showing from Reebok. They came out. They supported. Puma had a day there. It was really awesome. Went out there, had dinner with Converse and Futura. Shout out to them. Shout out to Keith for having me there. And, it was funny because every place we went when there was like something that they wanted, like some local flair of food, it was Salt Lick Barbecue. Every single place. It was like that was the in thing was Meerkat and Salt Lick Barbecue.
Yeah, well, that's when you're in Austin. That's like all my friends are there, and they're just running around, like going to see movies and seeing shows. And they're like, "Oh, where should we go?" And I was like, "Just eat barbecue. Miss a show and eat some barbecue. That's all you need to do."
Which is, we never do that. We try to keep away from having barbecue at the Nice Kicks place because barbecue and sneakers are not a good combination sometimes, especially if you're standing around. But there's Torchy's Tacos that's right next to the shop, which is definitely a go-to place.
You got to get some tacos. Basically, what I do is when I'm wearing sneakers, which I always am, and I'm eating barbecue and or tacos, you just put paper towels over your shoes while you stand.
Yeah,
that way you can be there. There's nothing worse than that feeling of. I was with you that day when I was wearing those brand new ones, and I stepped in a pair of. I stepped in gum.
Yes.
That was like comical. Where like I picked my foot up, and it was literally like the gum. It was like 8 pieces of gum spit on the concrete, and my shoe just.
And it was like slow motion, like you had the GoPro there, just like as you step up, and you're like, no.
I know, and I feel like I know this is weird. We talked about it last week, but like the bottoms of my shoes are just as important as the tops. So if I step in a piece of gum, I consider the shoe ruins.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad we're the same size, so I can find a way to get that stuff off. But I have to say, shout out to Singapore for banning chewing gum as a city state. Yeah.
Shout out
banning chewing gum. I think they legalized it now. I mean, you had like a whole 420 movement for chewing gum in Singapore, but.
The little like medical marijuana, like little medical gum stores.
Yeah, exactly. You have lobbyists from Wrigley Company and whatnot, Big League Chew. But so let's talk about some of the releases. So this one totally took me by surprise yesterday with the Gold Foams. I still am having trouble with Friday releases because I just am so trained to Saturday. But you got to have stuff releasing on days other than Saturday because otherwise you'll have, people are going to have to walk up with $2,000 to a Foot Locker.
Yeah, we just unboxed them. Right now, we're looking at the Air Foamposite 1, gold metallic. And we're filming this now, so I got to look at the camera while I talk about it. But here we go. These are the Foamposite 1. And I got to say, out of all the releases that came out this weekend, I don't love the way these look on me with jeans per se, but I really like this shoe. Like, I think you can wear this with shorts. I think this is a great summer shoe. It looks awesome. Smells so good. I mean,
Got that new Foamposite smell.
yeah, I love the Foamposite smell. And these shoes are so comfortable.
They are. They are.
That I think these are something, even though they do go for $240.
Oh my god!
I went and bought these. I bought the 2 pairs of shoes that we're going to talk about today, the Laser Force and the Gold Posits. And what's funny is you forget the craziness of sneaker pricing now.
It's out of sight.
A lot of times, I'll get shoes on eBay, or I'll go immediately to a store that maybe we won't mention right now, but I'll just go to like a franchise and I'll sort of wait online, or I'll know someone and I'll just kind of get the shoe. But I just bought a bunch just like for the show. 2 pairs of sneakers, $600. I mean, that's crazy.
It's out of sight.
I don't understand. Like, are only drug dealers collecting sneakers? Like, that's a lot of money.
Or hedge fund managers.
Yes. That's a lot of money just to drop on a Friday.
Speaking of hedge fund managers, did you see that Nike stock hit an all-time high just yesterday?
I did not.
Yeah,
Explain.
$101, 101, I think 34 it closed at. Kramer had this, Mad Money Kramer.
Yeah.
I had to watch the bottom line, captions while I was on the plane to kind of get what he was talking about. So I watched a recap because it was that interesting. But yeah, Nike stock all-time high, and it's because the Foamposites are $240.
And people are going crazy, but these are pretty sick.
No, but I mean, as a business, Nike in general is just crushing it. I mean, just crushing it right now.
Do you have Nike stock?
I do.
A lot?
I got in at a good price.
Really?
Yeah, I got in. There was in 2012, the market panicked because Nike only grew like 9% or something like that. They had grown, but they didn't grow enough, and they got their stock dropped 9% in one day. So I went all in. I went all in on it.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I'm glad that people got scared in the marketplace. I knew where Nike was, and where they were going and all that kind of stuff, just from business stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Market's just kind of getting crazy. So I jumped in with a 9% discount.
So you get excited when these Foamposites are selling for $300.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of I guess that's a double-edged sword. I wish that I could just, I wish that there was some kind of stockholder discount or something like that.
Yeah, but there isn't. Yeah, and I also got to say, I mean, I love the box. The Foamposite box is sick. It's just
just the that black glossy top. It's something different from your standard sportswear box. Yes. Elevated.
It's nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
Do you like the what do you think about the Red Octobers?
The Yeezys?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was cool. But the box on it was just standard. It just came in a standard orange box. That kind of was a letdown. I mean, I didn't get the pair. I saw them come in when we did a contest on the site. And I was like, really? Somebody just paid $5,000 and you got a standard box? Because
the box game has really stepped up. I love these new.
Well, when you're paying $200-something, they can put in an extra 50 cents into the box production.
I know.
Come on. But yeah, so I mean, Jordan has definitely stepped it up big time.
I'm loving this
game.
Box. I love the new Jordan box.
Yeah, so I mean, especially with the retro stuff. Then they go back to the OG tissue and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of has some flavor to it that makes it feel.
So this is the actual OG tissue they would use.
That's what they would use back in the day. So it wasn't really it wasn't paper. It was like garbage bags or whatever.
Why did they stop with the Nike plastic, badges?
There are a couple reasons why you don't see the hang tags like you did. One of the first reasons is that for choking hazards.
Really?
Because that is a choking hazard. So then they'd have to classify
choking hazards for who?
I mean, if you buy a pair of men's just adult size shoes that are Nike Plus, they'll have a sticker on the box ages 3 and over, because there's a piece inside the footbed that could come out and choke a child.
See, that makes sense. I thought sneakerheads were choking on their plastic badges.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you
it's probably
imagine?
not the first time.
5 sneakerheads online outside of a Foot Locker in
Right.
Toledo choked to death while getting so excited for their sneakers they ate the hang tags.
Yes. It wouldn't be the first time it happened, you know.
No. These shoes, we got to talk about them.
The Laser 4s.
Laser 4s.
Yeah, it came out today.
Came out today. You might be online right now.
Yeah, I mean, I got to shoot. I was on the fence about those. I know it's too late now. It's, it's 15 after the hour. There's no way I can get them now.
These are definitely sold out. If you are online right now getting the lasers, or if you picked them up earlier on the East Coast, give us a call when you can and let us know what it's like. 323-230-4445. Let us know what it's like to get these. We were very surprised by the 4s that dropped last week, the teal 4s.
That sold out so
out
fast.
everywhere. I thought
it was going to be a sleeper.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I didn't even like them, and then I got to be honest, I saw them in person. They're dope. They're actually better than the lasers.
I think they are. And then the teal 4s were, oh my gosh, they were much cheaper. Yeah.
How much are lasers?
Well, these $250.
$250
Yeah.
for a pair of Air Jordans. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It
But
is.
people are paying it.
No,
Look,
people
they
are
sold out.
No, it's sold out. I mean, I respect it, but it's like, fuck. But look at these. I mean, I don't like. I guess I don't like the white lasers. I feel like I love the.
Oh, here's your choking hazard keychain.
Oh, it's here.
It is here on
The
the
hang
jump.
tag.
Well, see, you got to pay for that upcharge. You got to get your hang tag.
Look at this. Come on, people. Look at this. I'm talking. When I say look at this, I'm talking to our the camera, because this will be on nicekicks.com early in the week. But look at this hang tag. Look at this. Is sick.
Back in the day, although
I can see how it goes though. You're sort of like, I love this shoe so much. You choke on it.
yeah,
That's how it works.
but I miss the old school like Nike hang tags. Like
Yeah, I
the
know.
Jumpman Air. It's cool. But it's not the same
No,
as
it's
the
not.
big Nike block lettering. Futura extra bold.
When they re-released the AirTech Challenge, the Agassiz,
Yes.
in the OG colorway,
The
two,
twos,
the two,
yeah.
the two OG colorways,
Yeah.
they came with a Nike Air hang tag.
Nice.
But it wasn't. This is like the real deal. This is the thickness right here.
Yeah.
This is just not. This is just the Jordan brand, so it's not the same thing. But I mean, I guess you're gonna pay $250. They're gonna have the right sort of like durability of the hang tags, because she's. By the way,
Our producer is like,
producer
what-
looking at us today. I'm guessing by the way she's looking at me, she is not a sneakerhead. Are you?
No, she is,
A little bit.
but not $250.
Yeah.
Geeking out about a hang tag.
Yeah, well,
sneakerhead.
I started talking about the hang tag, and she literally rolled her eyes, and I thought she was going to jump out of the window.
Close that door. Close
fuck
that
you
door.
guys,
Be safe.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, if you picked up these lasers, 323-230-4445. I'm interested to see if it already sold out, what the lines were like, and just what you think. Because to be honest, I'm looking at these shoes and I see why they're dope, but I don't know. Like I'm nervous. Like this, Matt. What do you're the expert. What do you call the
translucent outsole.
translucent outsole? But why is it sticky? Is that just because it's translucent? Feel this.
Oh, let me feel this. That's just normal translucent outsole.
Really? I feel
Yeah.
like you walk outside and these bottoms get ruined immediately.
Well, I think that what you're feeling right here is where there was excess glue and they've wiped it off. So there's just a little bit of excess glue stuck on the soles. So
Okay.
yeah, because you're talking about where the stitching is and whenever they, wherever they stitch a product, if they glued it before, they there's going to be some glue that seeps up. So
I'll be honest though, as I'm holding these shoes, I'm liking them more.
yeah, they are growing on me the more that I look at them. But
Yeah.
still, $250 for children. It's going to be hard to sell me sell me these days on anything at that price. But
you know what's weird about these is that they're two different color whites. Do you notice that?
yeah, I did.
Why? Why would they do that? It's like this is one color. Is that on purpose? You think that was like mixed up in the factory?
No, that's just the way it is, especially with that material. To be able to laser etch a leather, you've got to have a really, really good quality leather. And when you start to, you can make cheaper leather like super bright white, but on the more natural leather that you can laser like that, it's got to be a little bit different. But
what is the lasering process like?
Oh man, it's a crazy process. The machines are super expensive, although they've come down in price. But for them, I haven't seen the way that they assemble these. If they first do the whole sheet of leather and then construct, I'm guessing that's the way it would be.
Okay.
Rather than constructing a finished product.
All right, I'm going to talk to you about one more thing, but we got a caller on the streets with the Laser 4s. What's up? Who are you?
Hello? Oh.
You hung up?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Right.
We're patched through. How's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Dion Robertson, Seattle, Washington.
Oh, nice. 206. What's going on?
So what had happened was Finish Line stays playing games, and I was on Finish Line. They got into my cart. I pressed checkout. I put in all my information. I ordered it, and then they always take the money out of my account and say that the shoes are sold out. So now I have $290 missing.
What the fuck?
Oh man, did you use it? Was it on a debit?
Because I got the gold foams yesterday. So
nice. Well, shoot, you got but $290 after you paid $240 just yesterday. I mean, like that, we're talking almost $600 out of your account in 2 days like that. So that I can understand the hurt, man. Yo, did you use a debit card or do you use a credit card on that?
Debit,
yeah, man. Yeah, that's the benefit of. For all sneakerheads, this is a pro tip here.
Get a credit card.
Yeah, get the credit card because that way the funds go right back right away because the debit card game it sucks, man. I can't tell you how, and then things start bouncing out of your account and it's like, yo, I have the money. I swear I do. I swear I have the money. Yeah. You try to go to Bank of America or Wells Fargo and show them a Finish Line, I'm sorry, out of stock email. They just don't seem to take that as,
Yeah.
We should maybe do a Nice Kicks credit card.
I think we should.
That might be a good idea.
It might go over better than Kim Kardashian's credit card.
I will say though,
I don't know about that.
Are you happy with the gold foamposites?
Yeah. They haven't came in yet, but I've been wanting them for a while. So.
All right, now do you collect the foams, or you just sort of you collect everything? Because going for the lasers and the foams is sort of a big day. And wondering if you are specifically going after just one pair of shoe, or do you collect everything, or what do you focus on right now?
No, yeah, I pretty much like everything. Foam-wise, I just have the gold, I have the white, I have the green ones, the Volt that just came out.
Nice.
Not too long ago.
Those are sick. The pros. Those are so sick.
Right.
How about those New York City metallic?
The Nick ones?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, I don't got those. I didn't pick those up.
Yeah, I mean, I like teams that have winning records for my composites. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. We've probably just had a whole bunch of people tune out from New York City. But yeah, no, I feel you. But hey, man, thanks so much for the call and best of luck with you with the debit card thing, man. But go get that credit card, and I can't stress that enough to people. Or check out with PayPal.
You get your money back.
You get that money back.
But get those lasers. Yeah. I'm telling you, I've been staring at them, and now I love them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I started off hating them.
Yeah, and now you're foaming at the mouth. You're beasting that much for them.
Yeah. I'm really appreciating the quality of this whole thing. I mean, the laces, everything.
Yeah,
they're dope.
So keep hunting, okay?
All right.
Thanks for the call, man.
I appreciate it.
Yep. But yeah, man, that's happened to me. You know what's really bad? I tried doing this where I tried checking out twice, and I'm not going to throw them under the bus who it was, but I tried checking out twice with a debit card one time for a very expensive shoe. And then I went and used 2 other debit cards when those didn't work. And I had almost $1,000 across 3 credit cards pulled out, locked up for, 3-4 days, which is like not cool.
I mean, if you're traveling and hunting sneakers, you basically just have no money.
You basically have no money. Exactly. But I do have to say, shout out to JetBlue for upgrading me because my debit card wasn't working because I was traveling.
Yeah.
So it was So I was like, no, I'm serious. I'm traveling, like my debit. And then he just like felt sorry for me and he just gave me the seat. So
I mean, can credit cards just like stop? Like, hey, look, like we're doing stuff. Like we don't have time to call you and say, hey, I'm in Florida now.
Oh, you mean you don't have 20 minutes to sit on hold to tell somebody that?
Yeah, it's like, hey, just people are doing shit. We're buying
Well,
stuff.
send me a freaking text message. I'm using your app like every single day to check my balance. Can you not tell I'm logging in and I'm seeing my activity? Like,
What's so annoying is if I'm in, if I'm like checking in a hotel, 3 days later, check in another hotel. That means I'm traveling. They'll call me. But then someone stole my identity and bought $800 worth of candles, and they don't fucking call me.
no, they don't. They don't.
Oh, we got another call. I have something to talk to you about these lasers. But all right, you're on the phone. What's up? Who are you?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, this is Jake calling from Miami.
Hey, Jake, you back? What's going on, man?
What's going on? Nice Kicks fam, Ski TV, big fan.
What's
Hey.
going on? Did you get these lasers or what?
Sadly didn't get the lasers. Pretty psyched about my gold foam posits coming though.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, you're a foam posit guy.
I love foam posits. You know, it all started with the Weathermans.
It
I
did.
picked up those
Yes.
Knicks foam posits.
Oh,
and
the
now,
ones I just dogged.
You got the Knicks foam posits?
I'm a Knicks fan, true and true. I just found a place down in Miami that has these fan socks. It has these NBA legend socks that I've been looking for months. I've been looking for Patrick Ewing socks, and I just picked them up this weekend. So the Patrick Ewing transformation is complete.
That's amazing. Yeah, I remember you were. I remember with that time you told me you were online to look at the Weatherman foam posits, and then you just bought them. And
I was going.
you just emptied.
it was,
You just basically emptied your checking account undefeated every single day.
It was undefeated in Santa Monica. There were 20 people online, including like someone's mom. And I was like, what are you guys online for? Are you online for the phone posits? And they were all online for a G-Shock watch.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that release. I
couldn't believe that there were 20 people online for a watch and not what I think are the sickest foam posits that have come out yet.
So you're not going to get the lasers?
I tried getting the lasers, but they were sold out on Nike already.
And then resale
And
prices
I still
are
haven't even
already out
got
of
the
sight.
Teal 4s that I ordered last week. So what's
Wow.
the point of 4s?
Oh, you got the Teal 4s.
I ordered them, but I still haven't even got them.
What?
And now we're on
What?
another release date.
Wow.
That's annoying. Wait,
You know what I'm excited for? For these Gone Fishing foam posits.
Oh my gosh. Those are crazy.
those are crazy.
With the
I mean,
dead fish skeleton on the
I guess
back.
you're in Miami. I really do feel like foam posits look the best with shorts. I don't know why.
I do too. I think foam posits, in my opinion, are the most comfortable sneaker ever. I
Yeah.
can wear foam posits to run, to anywhere.
To run.
To run.
I mean, that's like, I guess it
To run from the
replaces-
cops?
Yeah. It replaces ankle weights. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a good thing about that. Those things are so heavy.
You can't run in foam posits, Jake.
Well,
you
you're
also
going
don't
right
run,
from the
do you?
club straight to the gym.
Okay. Club to gym.
I do really respect the people who go to like the LA Fitness and like ridiculous sneakers to work out. I saw a guy like in like Jordan 10s the other day, just sort of like just on the treadmill. I was like, Jesus, how are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jake, you're gonna pick up the lasers. Will you buy them resell, or you'll just go right to like you only pick them
Well,
up like
I
at the
found
website?
that same store that I found those socks at in Miami. They apparently what these guys do is they buy people's sneaker collections, and instead of it being a consignment store, they just straight up sell the shoes for $400.
So they cash them out.
So what I don't know, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of like buying someone's sneaker collection and then they get to sell it for whatever they want. I mean, I got these 2 Stan socks, and then the guy was just like, all right, you want a third pair? Just because I'm charging you a higher price, you can just have it for free.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got Patrick
So-
Ewing socks for Monday, Wednesday, Friday now.
Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Carmelo Anthony socks all in one.
Nice. Nice.
All
Awesome.
the same afternoon. Best lunch break ever.
There you go. There you go.
Well, Jake, thanks for calling in. You're a regular. You're a character on the show.
Oh, I'll see you guys next week, and I'll be listening to the end. We'll talk about some more shoes. Next week, I want to talk about some shoes that I think they should make for guys that they only make for girls.
All right.
I think that's a good topic. I think we're going to have to tackle that one.
We will be doing that next Saturday. We'll see you.
Doing that one.
Those old Spizikes that are pink, man, they got to come out for guys.
Wait, all pink or the ones that have like the light blue also?
The ones with the pink and the light blue, but I wouldn't mind all
I have
pink
those.
Spizikes.
I just got them.
You got them in size 13
I
women's.
just got them in size 13 women's.
You robbed some girl in the WNBA for her
exactly.
shoes. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, thanks, Jake. We got to. You know what we got to talk about, Dan? One of the hottest releases this week that everybody, I think a lot of people are sleeping on. Well, actually, they sold out in a lot of places.
What shoes?
The Damian Lillard one, the Rose Cities, those all red Damian Lillard ones, and $105 for an incredible basketball shoe too.
I know. That's what's happening is they're coming out with these shoes that are like $250 on a Saturday, and then you have these great ones that are just dropped in the middle of the week. I mean, they're dope.
Well, you also have Kyrie Irving. The Kyrie one in the Duke colorway came out today at $110. So it's crazy how sneakers are hitting really different levels of price points. Like it used to be like, when you talk about price points, you have the $100 range, the $125, the $150. Well, now that $150 is like $250. Yeah. But they still have some action at $105, $110 with Kyrie and the Dame Lillard that some good stuff for right at a C note.
Yeah, would you get them?
I would definitely get the Rose Cities. I think those are the best colorway.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Well, one thing I meant to ask you too, with that in mind, is how come the Jordans, and I guess it's really just and Nike and every Nike or Jordan brand sneaker, they now have a sticker of their size on the inside of the shoe, and you can't take the sticker out.
It's so annoying.
And then if you do, it's all sticky,
right?
And then your sock gets stuck. It's like, what are they doing? It's driving me crazy. I
have to take. I don't know the exact answer on this.
If anyone listening, works for any of these places and has an actual reason, please call in or just call and complain. But Matt, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I have two theories. Right before we go to break. One is it's a way that you can check the size if you're a retailer without having to totally take the shoe almost like apart to check the inside so you don't sell a mismate. Also, a lot of these insoles are made down to half sizes now. So it's a way that you can match up the shoes to their insoles and not get messed up in the factory.
All right, I guess that makes sense, but it really bothers me.
I don't like it.
Because I don't like that there's a sticker. I like a clean shoe,
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when Air Max did the collection like in 2006
or 5,
and the insides,
Mystery Bear.
It was so nice, and it had like every shoe like
right. It's nice timeline of sneakers on your insole.
And if there was a sticker on that, you would have wanted to kill someone.
Exactly. Well, we're going to go to break. Coming back up, we're going to talk about the Rose. We're going to revisit the Rose City one, Dame Lillard one. And talk about all red shoes. Are they played out?
We are back.
Man, I wanted to play more of that jam. We're gonna have to do that on the next break.
Yeah, next break we'll play music a little bit longer.
Texas with Lil Row.
While we took a break, our good buddy, our basketball guru, our expert of all experts, Drew Unga, came through.
Hello. Hold on.
Got to get those headphones on.
All right, I got the headphones on. I can hear myself.
There we go.
These microphones are amazing.
They are. I don't think they sell these at Best Buy.
No.
They don't. No, these are good ones.
These are the fancy ones.
Yep. We
were going to talk about the new Gatorade commercial celebrating the 50th anniversary, the remaster version of Be Like Mike. So we wanted to talk to Drew about what he thinks about this commercial.
I remember when the original commercial debuted, and how popular the song was, and the commercial ran, it felt like 10 times an hour.
Yes, it did.
But Mike had a deal with Coca-Cola, I think, and then that was up. Because back then you didn't have a deal with more than one beverage company. I think now you can have a deal like LeBron has because now all the beverage companies also own what are they, I don't know what the name is for the Gatorade.
Well, back then you could have
drinks.
a soft drink and sport drink deal.
Yeah.
Because Gatorade was not owned by Pepsi back then. It was owned by
But now
General
Disney
Mills.
owns everything.
Yeah.
Now Disney owns everything, yes.
Yeah, and now they all own their own water, and they all
Right.
own their own athletic beverages, sport drinks, and so I think it was a big deal that Mike, I guess the Coca-Cola deal ran out, and then he became. And I think that might have been the first Gatorade commercial. You might remember more than me, and you couldn't get the song out of your head.
No, you could not. And I was like second grade when that song came out. I remember every kid when they were playing basketball, they'd sing that song.
Oh, yeah.
It was pop culture. In Fresno, California, kids were singing that song.
And what shoes was he wearing in that commercial?
He was wearing the Sixes, Carmine's.
Carmine's.
Yeah. I think I'd have to take a look, but I know that the main shot where he's playing one-on-one with a kid, he's wearing the Carmines. I'd have to take a look through to see what are some of the other shots, what are some of the other shoes he's wearing.
Yeah, it's funny when I think back to like Michael Jordan in my childhood. I think of the Sixes. I think of the.
I mean, the first championship has so much to do with it.
Yeah,
yeah, but I definitely, and the sevens though. I always picture the Hair Jordan. Like it's weird. Like whenever I think back to like nostalgic Michael Jordan sneakers, I think about the Hair Jordan. I think about Bugs Bunny. I think about those shoes, and I remember I got them when they first got retro, and they're getting retroed again this year, which I'm excited about, even though it annoys me. But I love those shoes. But those shoes get dirty.
Those get dirt. Those are a dirt scuff dust magnet.
Yeah,
that toe is impossible to keep
and there's so much white around the bottoms. It's like
you can't pull them off like an Air Jordan 1 that gets like the Jordan 1s, they kind of look better. And
broken
threes
in.
that get broken in. The 7s, because they don't have that clearly defined toe box and toe cap. Yeah, you can't do the same with those.
So what do you do? I mean, do you just wear them? Do you keep them in the box? Keep 'em on ice?
you just gotta be very careful with them. I mean, I think that's why I probably like the Olympics the most, because at least since they're all leather and the toe box is not, the toe is not suede.
The Olympics were the first. We talk about this a lot, but the Olympics were the shoe that got me into the sneaker collecting game.
Nice.
I think when they got released in 2002,
2004 they came back for the first time.
For the first time, 2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Remember, I got those at an Athlete's Foot. I don't even think Athlete's Foot's even around anymore.
Which is, I have to say, is the worst name for a store. I mean, Athlete's Foot. I mean, like,
are they still? Are they out of business?
As a corporation, they are. They had some they were the only ones that did franchising.
Yeah,
and so you could basically own your own sneaker store. Like if you went looked in franchise or Entrepreneur Magazine, basically franchise magazine.
I did that once. You guys are laughing at me owning a retail store. How crazy that is. But at one point I was like, I want to know an Athlete's Foot. I looked into the franchising. It's so expensive,
and then you have to.
I had no
3%.
idea. I mean, I was like 20. I was like, I'm gonna own an Athlete's Foot.
I think part of every vacation now is going into a store or a restaurant, whatever it is that you don't have in your hometown, and thinking that you can open one of these in your hometown.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to the aquarium in Carmel in Northern California, and they had a Nestle Toll House.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, I'm bringing these to LA. And then you can never make that phone call because they will never leave you alone. And, when I found out how
you
much
actually called them?
Oh, I called. Yeah, no, I think I might have sent an email, but then they call you. And then the guy must have called me 6 times in a week. Because I just wanted to get, details. And it was the biggest mistake. It was like a timeshare,
Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
No, it's sad. It's sad because I know a lot of people. I've heard a lot of stories of veterans who, after they retire, will get a bonus and buy a franchise with that. And I know this from experience that a lot of franchise sellers will target veterans. And it's kind of sad because it's like, dang, that guy worked so hard, defending a country, and then you go after him for a business that is just not, destined to fail. So,
well, I know a lot of athletes when they retire. Most of the guys from the '80s invested in some of these restaurants and franchises, and some of them did really well.
Right.
there's a guy who played for the Clippers. I want to say Darnell Valentine, who's now like interested in buying the Hawks.
Right.
And he invested in like Wendy's or Taco Bell's or whatever and did well. But yeah, when they prey on people who are like living on their, their military.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you look at the Magic Johnson LA Fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, M24 Hour Fitness.
But, but that was a guy selling his name, putting his name on things for, didn't have to put up nearly as much money, so much as his image. But then I remember Corey Feldman on the Howard Stern show talking about how Ricky Schroeder's parents invested his money in Taco Bell's and how his dad basically stole all of his.
Oh boy!
And he was like, why couldn't you buy any? I think his dad.
Oh, is that true? Ricky Schroeder's dad?
I guess Ricky Schroeder's dad like invested his money in.
So I guess
Taco Bell's.
So I guess the name of the game is then we're gonna have to think of a sneaker franchise because Athlete's Foot's no longer in the game, so we need to think
Lady
of one.
Foot Locker.
Let's call some veterans and have them invest in Foot Locker Junior.
Yeah.
But now, speaking of, I got to ask you about March Madness.
The best.
UCI, first time.
Is this your favorite time of the year?
I like that time of the year. I mean, I love the first 2 days of the tournament. I would say maybe the best 2 days of the year. I think my favorite time of the year is when all sports kind of converge and there's that time, I guess, when next month when it'll be like NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, Final Four, spring training is over and the baseball season is about to start. That's kind of the best time for me. I like it when because playoffs of anything and when you get that much of it at once, to me is the best. And then spring training is always, opening day baseball is always fun.
Nice.
Yeah, you see.
I find baseball so boring.
I think you have to look at baseball like you're going to the park and there's 18 guys who are about to start playing a baseball game. If you look at it like you're going to watch a game, then you're going to be bored. Most unless you're seeing some like phenomenal pitchers matchup. But if you go to you're going to this place that happens to be a park with seats, and there's some guys that are going to play baseball, and I'm going to watch them play, and if I'm bored, I'll leave. Then I think you can enjoy baseball a little bit more. My dad's.
Imagine if you had to sell it that way about a pair of shoes. This shoe it's not that exciting. And we're going to charge you a bunch and we're going to charge you a parking fee too. Yeah. And you want a Coke? Oh, that's $7. But if you don't like it, you can always leave it.
Yeah.
No, I would never buy that shoe if it was sold to me that way.
No. Well, baseball tickets are cheaper than any other pro sport, so there's that pressure's off. But the fact that there's no clock, we don't know how long we're going to be here for. So I can't take. My wife really doesn't enjoy going to baseball games, and my dad is from Israel, so it wasn't like he enjoyed baseball growing up. I think the only game I ever went to with my dad was when the '84 Olympics were here. We got invited to, USA baseball game at Dodger Stadium. I think as a kid, that was the only game that I ever went to with my dad. And then when I got my driver's license, it was the only thing that I wanted to do.
Right.
Because it was, I go to Laker games with my dad for the last, 25 years, but I haven't.
Do you guys have season tickets?
Yeah, we've been sharing season tickets with my 7th grade PE coach since I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Yeah, and he's about to retire. And so when I was talking last week about how I went to my high school's championship game because they made it to the championship for the first time since 1969, I went with him.
Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of cool to have that relationship still there.
It's kind of neat too. I mean, on the outside, at least from the sneaker world, they are definitely adopting lesser restrictions on the cleats for the MLB players. You see a lot more you just see more creative stuff. You see different colors coming. You don't just have black, white, black. Guys are wearing some really good stuff out there.
Yeah, the cleat game has definitely stepped up. I mean, who's wearing the Jordan cleats? What athletes? I know
think
Jeter.
CC Sabathia had.
CC Sabathia had a lot of great PEs. Andrew Jones had some really good stuff. Of course, Derek Jeter. I mean, Derek Jeter just had
sickest
stuff.
I remember I was
JJ Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins. Yeah.
Well, but Jeter, was Jeter the only baseball player that was on Jordan Brand?
Well, no, I mean, no, they had several guys, but he was like the only signature, athlete. But
I remember going on East Bay and thinking about just buying some Jordan cleats because they would just look so dope. Because the Jordan cleats were before they started re-releasing the 6s.
Right.
I feel like they were doing like cleats with the tongue.
Yep.
So I was like, should I just get some cleats?
The threes lend themselves kind of perfectly. The Jordan 3s to cleats and 4s.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, the ones maybe, you know, the lows, but baseball kind of missed the boat. They really had a chance to, you know, because that could have got kids excited about playing baseball a little bit more also.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I saw like the Jordan 7 cleats come out, I was like, dang. I could see my... Yeah.
Join the softball league just to
I'm just going to join a softball league so I can wear these Jordan 7 cleats.
Exactly.
You know?
But it's funny because I always joke that if you wear a size 15 and you play football, Ross is like the greatest place in the world.
Oh,
They
man.
have so many
The outlets. The outlets, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. The heat that he was on
baseball,
the hash
football
wall.
cleats. Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, from afar, you think you found gold, and then you get up close and you're like, oh, they're cleats.
Right.
And then you come back 6 years later and they're still
there.
But you could just wear them, and people. I bet you like some like sneakerheads could be like, "Yo, where others be like, yo, you can see these new Jordans? Yeah, they come with a crazy bottom."
With a crazy bottom.
I wonder if you could like take pliers and remove the cleats.
Oh, take him to a cobbler.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's some weird dude high as hell in Long Beach right now who could turn that cleat into like the sickest shoe. Why is everyone in Long Beach always so high?
I mean, yeah. Well, you have Snoop and Sublime that have like from two different genres of music have definitely painted that picture.
I would say that outside of Kingston, Jamaica, there's no bigger city that supports reggae more than Long Beach.
Yes.
When I was in high school, every concert we went, every reggae concert was either at the Long Beach arena or at the park outside of the Long Beach arena with the dolphins and sharks.
Yes, that is the weirdest like mural, like 80-foot mural on a.
What's so funny is that in the Marina Del Rey over here, there's a Ford dealership that has kind of the same design, and it's almost as if whatever was there before wasn't a Ford dealership, and they didn't want to paint over it. So now you'll see new cars, and the dealer plate will say, "I got a whale of a deal at Marina Ford."
Terrible.
No, you
Don't do that. You're embarrassing everyone.
Yeah.
If Ford, I'm not gonna make fun of Ford.
No.
We both have Explorers.
We love Ford.
So
love Ford.
Kentucky, got to ask this. Kentucky, though, are they going to have a perfect season?
I think so. I think, look, if this were the New England Patriots who lost in the Super Bowl and that team had lost in the Super Bowl the previous year, I would have said for sure they would have won that game. And I think Kentucky coming off of losing last year's championship game just kind of gives them this laser focus where they never take...
Laser.
Size 13. No, I think that they've had some close games, which is good for them, and I think they'll probably have one really close game on the way to it. It just feels like they're a man amongst boys, and unless they have one of those games where either the opponent can't miss or they can't make a shot, I can't see them losing any game. But look, Arizona, Arizona's a team that would scare me. Virginia plays really good defense, but I just don't see it.
So under or over Michael Jordan's salary last year or the salary of the starting five on Kentucky?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with Kentucky.
Just saying. I mean, I saw Homage had a great shirt. It was like, it said like haters gonna hate, like, the perfect, like, blue and white, I'm sure Ashley Judd already has, a shirt on order for that one.
Ashley Judd. What is that about?
Haters going to tweet.
Yeah, haters gonna tweet. Did you see that she's gonna sue him now? She's taking them to court.
Yeah.
I don't know under what grounds obviously what they said was pretty darn bad, but I wish I could collect $1 for every person who said something disgusting to Nice Kicks when we posted.
Yeah, or
bad
just
shit.
anyone anywhere ever. Like people are so. Have you guys seen this app Yik Yak?
No.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
there's this new app we should probably talk about for a second. This new app, it's crazy.
I'll talk sneakers on there and then get called like the worst things ever.
It's basically just for like asshole teenagers, I think.
Yeah.
It's basically anonymous texts.
Yeah.
So you just kind of like just randomly say shit, but you're not gonna like.
But it's location based.
Yeah, it's location based.
So I have one that it has 400 like yaks and counting. So I quoted a 2 Chainz line in a TSA lineup, and I said like that line my dick's so hard it makes the metal detector go off. So when people are yakking or yak whatever, it's fucking terrible.
It's terrible
verbiage. But when they're in TSA, they're like seeing this line from 2 Chainz, and they keeps getting voted up. So.
No, this is an example of some bullshit yakking. How dirty is your room? Terrible, right?
Oh, that's it.
Right. That's it. I was waiting for the punchline.
I really want to buy shrooms. Why is my cat speaking Portuguese to a light bulb?
What? So this is the productive.
Damn, my dick is small. Like who?
And somebody had to get that out.
Yeah.
Anonymously.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
I love when I would try to talk sneakers in Irvine and just there's nobody who knows what the hell I'm talking about.
I like this one though. Let me squeeze your butt, bae.
That was mine.
Yeah,
that was mine.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
No.
Oh,
I didn't do, that's the first I've ever heard of yak.
Fuck yes, I got into UCLA. See, it's mostly little kids.
So I got to ask you this though.
Yes.
So we talked about Kentucky's possible payroll.
Yeah.
Do you think that the high profile collegiate stars should be able to broker their own independent sneaker deals?
Absolutely. Well, you mean independent of the schools deal? That's sticky because a lot of the state schools like UCLA,
right?
Steve Alford, their coach, a lot of his salary comes from Adidas because he's technically a state employee. So these guys can, so what happens with those guys is their base salary might be something like $900,000, but then some alum who's got a house in Bel Air can sell him a house for $100,000. And then Adidas comes in and they give them, they compensate and
so the private public school makes it a complicated issue.
Yeah, because that's a really big deal. Because if the best player on your team is wearing a different shoe than what the school's wearing, that sort of infringes on what that brand is trying to do, which is take advantage of the fact that your best player is stuck having to wear our shoe, even though he probably doesn't want to.
But do you think that they should just open market everything?
Look, if the NCAA doesn't want to pay players, the easiest way for them to get paid would be to get the brands to pay them so that the NCAA and the schools don't have to pay them.
Right.
And whether or not that would be open market or whether or not those brands would just have to pay them by virtue of having deals with those schools, I don't know if that matters. But, I always felt like there's nothing wrong with paying players without them having access to the money until after they're either leaving the school or graduating.
Trust fund.
Well, was that famous story where LeBron got a Hummer, right? When he was
he also got a car.
I see what you did there.
And throwbacks, remember that?
Throwbacks. Yeah, he got some throwback jerseys.
He almost got basically suspended from high school basketball because he accepted a couple throwback jerseys that were worth like $800,
right?
And people wanted, the thing with the car was that his mom got a loan, or the dealership probably said, "Look, as soon as he goes pro, just pay us back."
Right.
And people kind of frowned upon that as just some dangerous precedent. But the throwbacks was sort of like, wait a minute, no one's giving you a loan for the throwbacks. You're clearly accepting.
Accepting a gift.
Yeah, and then
why can't you accept a gift? I mean, just because it's bribery.
You know what it is that they don't want to open that can of worms. As soon as they allow one thing, where does it stop? And where do you draw the line? So I don't agree with it. I'm just giving you their side of the story, which is if we start allowing anybody, and if anybody's got questions for me, basketball related, please either tweet or call the number. No,
I understand. I definitely agree with you. It becomes a dangerous slope because the student athletes aren't supposed to use their position to get discounts or free stuff.
Exactly.
And I remember there was this incident. It was in the 90s. The Wisconsin football team all went into I want to say Roland Shoes. It was like, I might be wrong with that name, but I think it's Roland Shoes in Wisconsin. It's a shoe store chain. And they all went in as a group of guys and they got a discount. And then somebody snitched.
Yeah.
Somebody from Madison, Wisconsin snitched on their own players, which already they were denied brats at the next family function. But,
no cheese.
No kraut for you. But the thing that they had to prove was that this discount that they received as 10 guys walking in buying shoes together, they would have given a group discount to anybody.
Yeah.
it didn't matter that they were student athletes. It was just like, look, 10 guys came in here, bought like 20 pairs of shoes.
We
can give them a discount no matter who they were.
Yeah.
No, maybe, it depends on the discount. But yeah, no, I agree. If they're going to come in and they're going to spend thousands of dollars, there's no harm in giving them a discount, especially if you might have invited them to come and say, guys, come in,
right.
I'll hook you guys up, and not in a way that's,
because of your
beyond, generous.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that's where, Florida State infamously became Free Shoes University.
Free Shoes, university. Well, we got a caller on
there.
We got a caller on the line.
Yeah.
Caller, name and where are you from?
Hey, what's up? This is Greg from Unique in Studio City.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Greg? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. What's the word on the street today?
The word on the street today is I'm in Orlando buying about 900 pairs of shoes
Oh my
for the
goodness!
store.
Wow. What's going on in Orlando?
Some guy got a bunch of shoes built up in his garage, and Unique is acquiring them.
Nice. So it's not 900 pairs of Laser 4s, because I was going to say that would be.
Oh no! I had the Laser 4s months ago. I'm already over that wave.
Okay.
And you already know. You've been in the store. You've seen them.
Right.
So I was the first store in LA with the mirror foams, full size runs. I was the first store with Laser 4s.
Right. So your connect is sneaking things out of the back room at the factories.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, if you're no, if you're getting them this months early, you're not getting them through authorized Nike channels.
Well, yeah,
because you're getting stolen goods. No, you're getting stolen goods. No, you are brokering and stolen. So you just basically put out there that Unique sells goods that were not purchased through authorized Nike channels.
Well, they were purchased from they were purchased from across the street from Barclays Center during All-Star Week.
Yeah, you were in New York, and you.
But the mirror foams, you had them for. You said you had them months ago. If it was months plural,
it felt like months ago.
Okay.
Where was All-Star?
All right, it's changing. It's changing. Yeah, no, I mean, just everybody who knows, if you got look, I'm just telling you, just because I was a retailer at one time, there's a huge business of stolen goods from Nike factories that are not authorized goods. And
of course, those are what they call those are today's fakes.
Right. Exactly.
So, those are the fakes today. But remember, you were saying though that the teals were the craziest thing because you didn't think you wanted those teals, right? Isn't that what you're saying? And then they were everywhere.
Well, it's not about wanting them. It's that assuming of how all the latest drops have been. It's just so unpredictable. Like I would think, personally, I would think Columbia 4s should have just flew off the shelves because if you're a real sneakerhead, that's an original colorway from '98, and you should appreciate
2000
that
actually
shoe.
2000, but yeah,
98, 99 was one of them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, and then the same thing with the French Blue 7s, right? Like all these hype beats, they're just going off of whatever they think is going to be hot. Like, and if you knew your history, then you could appreciate the shoe more.
When did the French Blues come out?
The French Blues are like a 98, 99 shoe.
Right.
Too.
Right. Yeah.
And so the teals were like a whatever thing. Like they're not the prettiest shoe. And who knew that they would just be not even fly off the shelf. It's not even about flying off the shelf. We just knew that they would not really be at a lot of places. Like I think they ended up being pretty limited, and it wasn't really. I kind of hit people from left field, like when they thought they could wake up at 2 PM and walk into their local Foot Locker and go get themselves a pair of teal 4s, and they're all like, "We didn't get them. We didn't get them."
Right.
And even a lot of the boutiques where I get my shoes from didn't get them, and the one boutique I know that I go to a lot that got them only got like 10 pairs.
Right.
So who knew they were going to be that limited? But of course, me having the shop, I was like, all right, let me just try to get my hands on some. a couple phone calls, I get, got myself like about 4 or 5 pairs, but.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and I was sort of like, I don't know if I like these shoes, but then as we were talking about them, we kind of got more into the idea of them, and then next thing I know, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to get them, and then I couldn't get them.
Yeah, no, they went fast. Yeah. They went fast. No, they definitely did move quickly. So you said you get 900 pairs of shoes. So somebody's retiring from the game, I take it?
No, I mean, I think they're not retiring from the game. I think they're just gonna start over.
Jesus, what do they have in this collection, or can you not say?
I mean, what do we got here? I mean, there's
got to be a lot of stuff for sure. 900 pairs.
900 pairs.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff. I mean, offhand, I'm looking at some Levi's packs. What else we got? We got some. Of course, the gold. We got a couple. We got some Golden Moment packs. I'm looking at. Of course, we all know those.
Right.
Gift the flight packs.
Yep.
Yeah. We got a bunch of dead stock, like this stuff that moves, like 20 pairs of black infrared 6s.
Right. No, that's awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for giving us a call, man.
We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep. And shout out to
UPS. All right, Danny.
Say hi to UPS for me. That's going to be a good one to ship.
Yes.
UPS store's going to be like, what in the hell is
what
this?
What can Brown do for you?
Yeah, what can Brown do for you? Oh man.
900 pairs.
900 pairs. But I do have to just correct our caller who threw hype beasts out there for not knowing their history. The French Blues did not come out in 98-99. They came out in 2002, December 14th.
But he had them in 98.
Oh, he had them in 98-99. That's what it was. He had them before Mike was even going to go to the Wizards.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
He knew it.
That's awesome. He has the answers. But
if anyone else has bought a giant collection from someone else, call in. Let us know, because I love the idea of people just going out and just buying collections. Dude, it's crazy.
It almost feels like Wall Street and like Chicago Mercantile Exchange, like speculators are getting into the sneaker game, because who the hell else can cash out a 900 pair collection?
That's crazy.
900 pairs?
Because so many things go into it. First of all, how do you get rid of that many shoes? Like, how do you sort of like
yeah.
And also, like, that's a lot to buy. It's a lot to buy. Just the idea of moving from Orlando to the Valley.
To the Valley.
I mean, that's crazy. Well, but good luck to all of them. Honestly, the shoes sound dope, though.
Yeah.
We should have asked what size.
Yeah. I'll be like size 7.5. It's good luck. Good luck.
How many pairs of shoes does Kenny have? The perfect pair.
Oh,
I mean, you see the pictures he posted yesterday?
No, I didn't see.
Floor to ceiling, just it was like a spare office room with just boxes from floor to ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing.
If you're not following him,
he's got a great.
We've done 3 sneak peeks, and that's not everything. I mean, like, we probably need to have like the.
When we went to was it SneakerCon we went to? We go to SneakerCon?
No, we went to a Dunk Exchange.
We went to a Dunk Exchange together in downtown LA.
And he was there.
He was there, and he was just slowly taking out all of his LeBrons.
Yeah, just slowly taking them out.
It was fucking crazy. Also, he's like, is he size 14?
He's like size 13 or 14, yeah.
Yeah, so they're also, it's like they had all these tables. You could fit like 2 pairs of size 14 LeBrons on one table.
Yeah.
It was just like kept on moving.
Oh, well, no, those were LeBron shoes. Those were all size 16s.
Oh, those were actually LeBron shoes.
Yeah, those were actually LeBron shoes.
Yeah.
So,
when he pulls out his LeBrons, he's pulling out LeBron's.
Yeah, LeBron's. Yeah. No doubt. But,
oh, my God. That's crazy.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, we're going to go to break. Hit us up. You got anything to talk about with us? 323-230-4445. This is Nice Kicks Live.
Yeah.
Kicks Live. Back in it.
Here we are.
We're from Texas.
Yeah. I'm not from Connecticut. CT.
CT in the building.
Squirrels, white people. Deer.
Kennedys.
Acorns.
Yeah.
Date rapes.
Yeah, whatever else you need.
Oh, man. You're Mexican. Man, you know what? I'm reading some of these comments right now. Shout out to everybody hitting us on the Nice Kicks Live right now.
Yeah, on Twitter, I'm at Dan Levy. at DANLEVY. Got Drew Unger here.
Yeah, that picture of Tinker Hatfield with the Air Max Zero, like he's holding a newborn baby. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I did.
So weird.
But I mean, if you think about it, bad pun. He did birth a legend with the Air Max.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I mean, no,
and it's got to be
he did
thrilling.
everything. That guy can do whatever he wants.
No, but it's that smile on his face. Like I don't think I have one picture with that biggest smile on my face.
And you have actual babies.
And you have actual babies. Speaking of that, have you guys seen the picture of me? I'll throw it up. I'll put in the video recap for everybody to see. But I got sent a size like 45 Puma Clyde. And I actually put my child inside the Puma, and I'm holding it like,
That's a great.
Yes,
that is great picture.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen that one. So yeah, I actually had a mouse pad made for that by Puma and everything like that. They love that.
Shout out to Puma hooking up the family.
Shout out to Puma. Yeah, they shout. Yeah, so when my children wear size 45 men, they are set. They are set.
Oh no, my son's a monster.
Yes, but. Oh yeah, so a bunch of stuff. We talked about it earlier. The Rose City D Lillard one. I wanted to wait till Drew got in here because I know you're such a big fan of the D Lillard.
Love him.
So the Rose City all red. I know that all red is starting to get played out, but man, those Rose Cities look clean.
I mean, I think they look super clean. I mean, I don't think red could ever get played out, to be honest.
Well, it's our color, so I'm hoping it never does. But
I think red shoes are always going to be just classic to me. It's like it's a classic OG sneaker color.
Right.
Thank you, Michael. I mean,
before Michael though, red, like a lot of red was never really that big.
Yeah.
So I mean. Just imagine if he had gone to, had he gone to the Trailblazers, he still would have been black red.
That's true. And then don't forget, 85, you also had the biggest pop star in the world had a very famous red and black leather jacket, Michael Jackson. So I think, it might have been red.
And you also had Run DMC. Their official logo was, the black, red, white.
Exactly.
You had a lot of stuff trending all at one time that incorporated red.
I didn't even think about that. That's a great point. Yeah.
No, it's
because I was 8 in 85, so I'm trying to remember if I can think of any red shoes. But you got to figure before around that time, the biggest basketball teams, Lakers, Celtics, there's no red in either of those, and then Jordan comes along and it just kind of splashed this new and Michael Jackson, I guess, red kind of, and then you had Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
And since you are the basketball expert, I don't know my basketball history like you, but before Jordan came and completely changed the sneaker game, the basketball game, etc., who was the main focus of the NBA? Like what teams, what players, and what did
had to
Jordan?
Be Dr. J.
Was it Dr. J? But isn't that? But I feel like Jordan was a little bit after him.
I think Jordan had people who weren't basketball fans buying shoes, maybe more so than anybody like Magic Johnson or Larry Bird or Dr. J could. And then, Run DMC also had people buying shoes, even though they weren't basketball players, that in terms of celebrity endorsements. Because it's funny because you'll look at shoes now, like, Kareem's Adidas, and I don't remember anybody ever wearing them, and they're cool looking shoes. And I wish that I had them, or the Muhammad Ali Adidas. The high top ones that were kind of like, because I guess there was that time in the early 80s when those boxing shoes like ponies, were kind of big for a little while. And then, but people were buying tennis players' shoes more so than I think basketball players' shoes at that point, because people were playing tennis, or the people who had money were playing tennis. So I meant, maybe those were just a bigger deal because they were also called tennis shoes.
Shoes, exactly.
So maybe people weren't thinking, and people were still wearing Chucks, on street courts. But, I don't remember, other than those like weapons, any shoe that had people running to buy of signature shoes, But those commercials, there's a commercial with a bunch of basketball players for Converse.
Oh, yeah.
And with Kevin McHale rapping.
Yes, exactly.
You could find it on YouTube where like they each have one line rapping, and some of them are awful, and there's great posters if anybody has those. But those commercials were iconic. Kevin McHale rapping.
Well, Converse really was a dominant force in basketball. Converse and Reebok.
Yeah,
I think that with the interesting news that came out that the the inspiration for the line "Just do it" was the famous last words of somebody who was being executed, and he said, "Let's do it," and they kind of changed it a little bit because you don't want to quote somebody who was executed, have to pay royalties to their family for whatever, that'd be kind of an awkward one. But no, is that in that article or that I had read that actually at that time Reebok had been outselling Nike, and this was in like 1988.
Yeah. Well,
and so
was it 88 Dan and Dave, or that was probably maybe
no,
92?
That was 92.
92, yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys nothing ever really happened.
Well, one of them failed to qualify.
One
for
of
the
them
Olympics,
didn't qualify
and
for the
that
Olympics.
Really messed that up.
That's what I mean. After all those commercials,
After all those commercials, Dan and Dave. Yeah, was it Dan or Dave? I mean, it doesn't matter. One of them didn't make it.
They were Nike, right? That was
Reebok.
Reebok.
I know, it was Reebok.
It was a Reebok.
Yeah,
it was
I don't.
Reebok.
Did Nike ever have a screw up like that? It just feels like Nike.
I mean, there've been. We had an article that called like "When Shit Happens to Signature Sneakers," and there was like Tracy McGrady. I remember the list. Tracy McGrady had an Olympic shoe. He didn't play on the Olympic team. Carmelo Anthony had an All-Star shoe. He didn't make the All-Star team. Like there were other times like where players got traded and. I remember when it was, when when Chauncey Billups was playing in Denver with like blue and red, like royal blue and red shoes with the Denver Nuggets that were orange, or sorry, with the yellow and baby blue. Like it was just bad combinations.
But it's like, that's something that, Nike's never, it's like, that's such a risk, to bank that much of a campaign on two guys and they're not guaranteed to qualify for the Olympics. It's just
I mean, I'm going to look up, where are those guys now?
Where are they now?
Yeah, Dan and Dave, where are they now?
I'm sure there's a 7th grade gym or something like that where, one of them is like killing it.
Yeah.
I would hate to be a PE, have him as a PE coach. Dan or Dave, like
it's almost like the story is like an Adam Sandler movie,
right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't done anything like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, so we just uploaded the picture of me with my size 45 Clyde. There I am with. Was that with Emma or with Aiden? I'm trying to think. With Aiden, yeah, with my first son when he was 5 days old.
You have so many kids, you can't.
I have so many kids. I'm like, which child did I stuff in a shoe? Like I can't remember which one. But yeah,
did you guys talk about what John Wall did last night? Did you see?
I didn't see.
Oh my goodness!
Gosh.
Yeah.
What happened with John?
John Wall did a 360 layup in traffic. It just driving down the lane. Matt Barnes was trying to defend him, and I mean, if it's probably all over Twitter. But it's like I put the wrong link up when I tweeted last night. But the joke was that Adidas's creative team can take the next 30 days off because he just made their commercial for them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen it, jump on Twitter or YouTube and just type in John Wall 360, and if you catch the Vine, you'll probably watch it 85 times.
Right.
Like I did over and over again, and just watch Matt Barnes like on the 5th viewing. Watch how badly Matt Barnes gets faked out. And I feel bad for him because nobody could have defended what John Wall did there.
Right.
And the funny thing is the Clippers won the game going away, and Chris Paul was amazing. What's his name? DeAndre Jordan had 20 rebounds, and the only thing people are talking about was the layup by the guy who lost the game.
Yeah, because if you Google Matt Barnes right now, all the news is about what John Wall did to him.
Yeah.
In the Google News section.
They probably updated his Wikipedia.
Yeah, his Wikipedia, his date of let's see, he's been killed by Wikipedia. It was last night. Yeah.
Speaking of being killed, Dan O'Brien and Dave.
Okay.
Dan now lives in Phoenix and owns a health club.
Okay, I can see that.
He does some work for Yahoo Sports. Then we have Dave, who is a motivational speaker.
So he's probably the one that qualified.
Yeah, he was. He was inducted into the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame with Dan O'Brien, actually, in 2005. And now he's the athletic director at Corbin University in Salem, Oregon.
Nice.
So they ended up okay.
They ended up okay.
But they could have ended up much better.
Well, they're probably more remembered now because of that. Who would still be talking about them? And we talk about them more than Carl Lewis.
Right.
Carl Lewis is a legend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that it's interesting when those things happen, how that kind of encapsulates people in history. So, I'm watching that Vine, and oh my gosh, John Wall just sold me a pair.
Let me see.
Oh, he's just standing flat-footed, looking around
This
like,
is the
what
is the slow-mo version.
Let me see.
Yeah, but you have
slow-mo.
But I'll find the real-time one also. This is just
we're gonna have to
one.
upload that.
But you're basically looking at a future commercial right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, while they have the license, while
Yeah.
Adidas has the license with the
Exactly.
NBA, they need to take advantage of that.
He's spinning around like he's on rollerblades.
Yeah, he's almost like parkouring off of Matt Barr.
So speaking of that, Adidas announced that they are not going to be in the running for the NBA license in a couple years. So
Who's going to take it? Nike?
it's going to be between Nike and Under Armour.
yeah.
They're going to be both bidding pretty crazily.
I bet Under Armour wins.
I think that it would be a great move by Under Armour.
I think they want it bad, and they have the funds. They could do it.
They have the funds, although they've spent so much money on the fitness world right now that they might be like My Fit app, or I'm probably butchering the name, but they just bought a fitness app. It was like for $100-something million. So,
But I feel like Nike doesn't need it. I feel like Nike's brand is there.
well, like 80% of the players in the NBA are wearing Nike.
Exactly.
shoes,
So it's
and-
like you watch the games. Nike's on their feet no matter what. I feel like Under Armour.
There's a lot of apparel that could be made for Nike. A lot of apparel money they could be making off of having jerseys
Towels.
and towels and T-shirts and all that.
But the logo right now, the Adidas logo isn't on the jersey. So even though they make the jersey, I'm sure it's in the tag if you were to buy one off of. But you can't. I don't think that there's any Adidas logo on the actual jersey. So I think if I'm Under Armour, if you're going to do it because you kind of want to raise your profile, the condition would be that my logo's got to appear somewhere on the jersey,
right?
But it's funny because I remember, I think it was the '99 Super Bowl when the Rams played the Titans, and it was one of those where the NFL would divvy up the uniforms amongst Nike, Adidas, and Puma.
Right.
And what happened was it was sort of like Nike got first dibs. And so like the Cowboys and Raiders, were like the most popular teams were all Nike. And then the next rung, for me, it might have been Reebok, or Reebok or Adidas, whatever it was. And then basically Puma got left with
the Jets and the Bengals.
Everybody else. And the Titans and the Rams. And then those two teams ended up making it to the Super Bowl. And,
wow.
And it was probably Revell or whoever it was at the time who estimated what that type of, advertising was worth to them.
Nice. We got a caller, I think.
All right, caller, where are you from? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, where are you from? What's your name?
Oh, this is Larry Luke.
Hey, Larry, how's it going, my man?
What's up?
Great.
Calling from Atlanta. How are things going down there?
Oh man, weather's beautiful. About to get out with my day. Was just chatting with Allison. She's like, "Yo, we're on the air. Why don't you call in?"
Yeah,
so,
no doubt. So for those who don't know, Larry has done some great collaborations with Nice Kicks. He wrapped.
I met him at the Nice Kicks holiday party last year.
That's right.
Yeah.
He wrapped our store in some amazing graphics.
His art is impeccable.
Yes.
I love it.
Appreciate that, guys.
Did you pick up the lasers today at all?
No, I didn't. All these laser projects kind of remind me of a bunch of the laser stuff that was happening in like the early 2000s.
Right.
So I wasn't really that hyped about any of it, to be honest. But there's some stuff about to come out that I'm really excited about. Like
what's on the radar?
Like the 10s with the Jordan's 45 on it.
Oh yes,
gotta have those
double nickels.
Like that's probably tops on my list for upcoming stuff.
Right. Air Max Day. How are you going to be celebrating that?
Air Max Day. Yeah, I actually just finished a big art piece for Complex. They got a digital microsite.
I saw that
for Air Max Day. Yeah,
yep.
So I just drew all that stuff, and I think Harsky threw in a couple pieces too, which is cool. He's family.
Yep.
So that, as far as what pair I'm going to be wearing, I don't know yet. I might just go with the OG ones.
Nice.
Those are always good. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, Air Max 95 for me is going to be on my feet for Air Max Day.
It's going to be on your feet? See, I'm going to throw a wild card. Mine is the Air Max 98, which they finally retroed.
Really?
Finally retroed. I don't know how long.
That's a good one.
How many people I begged for that shoe to come back. And then, of course, nobody else wanted it except me. So I paid full price for it, and then they all went clearance. That's just how it always goes.
Yeah. People sleep
I
on Air Max
really,
for sure.
I never really liked the 93 until I started drawing it last month. And then I was like, damn, this shoe is really nice.
Yep.
And now I've got to get a pair.
What's your favorite shoe to draw?
My favorite shoe to draw. Well, I'll say my favorite reactions that I get from stuff that I draw. Anytime I do a Jordan, or especially like a bread colorway, that's when people really respond. As far as like my favorite shoe to draw, probably have to be like any AirTech Challenge. I'm obsessed with Agassi stuff.
Me too. We were talking about that earlier today. I was saying with when they first came out with the AirTech Challenge, they had the hang tags, the Nike hang tags, but they were those thin, like flimsy hang tags, not like these Jordan ones that are like nice and durable. But AirTech Challenge 2 is my favorite. I said this last week, but like,
I mean,
it's like
how many
top
times
5.
did you beg me to try to hunt you down Wimbledon's?
So many times.
Matt, are you going to England soon? Can you just get me a pair of Wimbledon's?
I love that. I'm still trying to find them.
Yeah,
they were just like $1,000.
Yeah, they were. Now they're even more.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, I can.
Did with those, the leather on all of those recent AirTech Challenges are so nice, especially like Wimbledon, French Open.
Right.
Like, so buttery, so soft. Like you just want to wear those every day. Yeah,
and those are good ones too. I've said this before to people. Invest in some saddle soap. You can do amazing things with good leather and a can of saddle soap. Obviously, not use the whole can because then your shoes would really be just way overly soft. But
except for the most recent grapes that are plastic on your feet.
That are plastic on your feet. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the plastic coating ruins that.
I'm so mad about that.
Yeah.
So hurtful.
So hurtful. But yeah, no, I mean, are there other Agassis that you've drawn, Larry, that you've had a good time doing?
Yeah, just any of the recent releases. I think I did the Australian Open. Those were grails that I still haven't found. And then any of like the 3/4, anything with like that hot lava, anything with tennis balls, like that crazy tennis ball that they haven't put back on a shoe yet. That's like what I'm really nostalgic for these days.
Yep, for sure. I love when we Google your name, like a picture of you doesn't come up until like below the fold, and then it's because it's all your drawings, and then it's you out in front of Nice Kicks with AT Aliens Against the World. Yep, when you did the takeover.
Yeah. Nice Kick Shop. That's every time I'm in Austin, I got to go there. I'll probably come by. I'm going to be in town in 2 weeks, so I'll be swinging by and hollering at Greg and Colin.
Yes,
everybody.
And you know the let's see, that Hawks inspired throwback that you did. I saw 2 people wearing that design at the pool party just a couple days ago.
Oh wow, that's amazing!
Yeah, I was like, that's awesome to see like people bringing out some classic South by Southwest limited edition stuff.
Yeah, growing the Hawks brand. I'm all about that.
Yep. So where can people follow you and find more of your work?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Larry Luke. It's just LUK, 3 letters. Instagram, I post a lot of pictures I take and illustrations. That's kind of the primary place where I do that. And then Twitter is where I just go crazy on sports and stuff like that. So if you don't want to hear my opinion about the Hawks, don't follow me on Twitter.
It's been a good year for opinions about the Hawks, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally.
Couldn't be happier with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt,
right,
no
guys.
doubt. Well, hey, man, have a great day. Enjoy some Chick-fil-A from the heart of Chick-fil-A there in Atlanta.
Oh, you know it.
You got to stock up on Saturdays, man. You always got to stock up on Saturdays.
Yeah, every Sunday.
All right, man. Thanks so much for calling in.
Larry. It was your idea for him to draw the first sneaker too? Is that what happened or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember him saying, I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember he was like, yeah, Matt just said maybe draw this Jordan or whatever.
Right.
It was Air Max or whatever was the first one.
Yeah, I can't even remember which one was the first
and
one.
Then it sort of took off.
Then he just went crazy. He just started going nuts with it, and we started posting his stuff up, and it's like a unique style I really like. He's done several different styles. You can check out his stuff on his website. He has lots of prints available for sale. He's done emojis too. He's done different sneakers, and it's good. And I love seeing, like, I'm a big fan of sneaker art, like a huge fan of sneaker art, and then every artist has their own style. And Larry definitely is one of my favorites. And, you know, it's kind of cool seeing like sneaker art done by like true diehard sneakerheads.
Yeah.
So,
And also incredible artists. So it's cool.
yes, all of that. So, anybody else want to call in, chop it up with us? Phone number is 323-230-4445. We're going to go to break right now. But coming up, we have got to talk about Anthony Davis. And are we going to see a signature line with this guy?
I don't know. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Nice Kicks Live.
Boom. All right, we're back. Nice Kicks Live. Call us if you want to chat. 323-230-4445. I'm Dan Levy. We got Drew Unga in the building. So we got to talk about basketball. Talk to me about Anthony Davis. Will you break down Anthony Davis, the athlete, for everyone listening?
Anthony Davis is a combination of little Tim Duncan, little Kevin Garnett. The thing people don't realize about Anthony Davis was that he had this insane growth spurt when he was in high school. So he's from Chicago, and he was like, I don't know, like 6'3", 6'4", was a point guard, and then like grew like 8 inches in high school. So he became...
How does that happen?
Happens to everyone but Jews. I'm Jewish too.
Yeah.
Actually,
I traced my roots.
You're Jewish.
Yeah, it was David Hallberg who came to America and became David Halfhill.
There you go.
Yeah.
well, what's funny is my family's last name was Levy, and my grandfather was an actor and felt like just being Jewish and Hungary at the time wasn't going to get any work. So he changed his last name to a very Gentile Hungarian last name, which is Ungvari, which I think translates to Hungarian. It's
I love the idea
it's a town.
I love the idea of trying to make it as an actor in Hungary.
No, how about in other countries, people change their names from Jewish names if they want to make it in show business?
Yeah. Here it's like you get to LAX and you're like, I'm now Goldstein. Take me to Hollywood.
No, it's like my dad. He showed up in this, like, you know, in New York, and they were like, "What's your name?" And he was like, "Yochanan." And they're like, "No, your name's John." And that's how my dad became John. You know, Janusz. No, you're not Janusz. We don't have those here. You're John.
You're John.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis Steen.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the brow. So he is, and unfortunately for the team, the Pelicans, they don't get a lot of national TV appearances, and he's been injured on and off this year. But he's, if you haven't had a chance to watch Anthony Davis,
Some monster.
yeah, I mean, he's
Monster.
and he's still a kid. I think he's 22 now, 21, 22. But he's the next big thing. Like if you were going to invest in NBA stock market, that's the guy you would put all your chips on.
Right. And, I mean, I guess the big question is, could we see Nike take a stab at a big man shoe? Because, you know, that's always been the story. Big men don't sell shoes. That's almost a cliche. But do you think there'd be potential, you know, to add him to the repertoire or to add him to the roster of Nike of signature athletes?
I think if they, and I'm no expert in that, but I think if they marketed it in a way where they showcased his skills more than his size and strength. Because look, how many different brands did Shaq shell for? Right?
Right.
I mean, if Shaq got dropped by Reebok, you know, at some point, whether it was voluntary or involuntary, and ended up having to like sell his own Kmart, you know, shoes, and he's probably still making a killing. But
He's
if somebody,
making a killing on those.
But if somebody like Shaq couldn't sell brand name sneakers, you know, it makes you wonder if anybody who's big ever could. And
But back then, though, this is the thing I was thinking about just at break with the big man shoes. Every big man shoe was built like it was built for, you know, the giant.
I knew what you were going to say. Yeah,
Yeah, it was built like, it was
like
built like the
cement blocks.
David Robinson's shoes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even the Command Force, you know, retros, which you don't like, which
Here's the thing: the Command Force. I like the way they look. Like looking at them. I was picking up our sneakers for the show, and I almost bought them. The Command Force just because I was holding them. I was like, they look so dope. When you wear them, they literally come up to your knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Are those Mutombos doing well since they re-released those?
The first ones did well.
Yeah.
The Mutombo 2s did not do well at all.
Yeah, because I keep seeing those on all the like discount sites and stuff.
Right.
So I'm wondering, how they did.
Well, those shoes aren't. I got to be honest. Like I love the Mutombos. I have a pair. I love the Mutombos, and I love Shaq Attack. I love the big man shoes. But the truth is, those shoes, in the Command Force, they are comfortable. But the other ones, they're not that comfortable on your feet. I gotta say,
They're hard to wear.
They're hard to wear. They might be comfortable if you're that big, but if you're just walking around and you're like, an average Jew, it's not. They're not great.
No,
I'd rather put on some foam posits.
You'd rather
for
wear the foam.
$259.
For $259. Yeah.
No, but Garnett and Duncan never really had a popular shoe, right? So I mean, and the thing is that Garnett has a personality, but it's not the marketer's dream. And Duncan just had a reputation. Every commercial is deadpan and they're funny and stuff, but nobody would really, you want to. If you're a kid, you want the shoe of the guy who you think by wearing that shoe you can do those things. And if guys like Shaq and Duncan do the things that they do because of their size, you don't feel like that shoe's going to help you. So if you're choosing between the point guard shoe and the center shoe, you're probably, if you're a kid, you're going to pick the point guard shoe. So I think with Davis, I think he definitely deserves, whatever Kyrie Irving gets. So he should have his own signature shoe. The question is, will people buy it, is based on if they can showcase the fact that this guy is 7 feet tall and can run the point and can hit 3-pointers and can dribble like a point guard. So, if they market the shoe for the guy who wants to be able to do all of those things that they can do because they're, that Davis can do without his height, then, perhaps, yeah. I mean, he's not in a lot of commercials yet, and I don't know if you want to be known for your unibrow.
I mean, that's the most unfortunate thing that happened was the unibrow, because that's what people keep making, references to. And it's so hard to shake, especially when it translates to pop culture. Like, yeah. I still hear people say, oh, he signed with Adidas. Oh, he's getting injured. And it's like, gosh, why does that stigma keep existing?
Yeah.
Like, people get injured in every brand. There are more injuries that take place in Nike than any other brand. Does that mean that Nike is the cause of the... No. It's
this season in particular, we talked about it before. Yeah. This season in particular, it's literally like, I don't know, are they like putting butter on the courts? Like everyone...
Oh, everybody's getting
everyone's
injured.
getting hurt.
Every night somebody else, yeah.
Every night someone gets... But I'm surprised Tim Duncan never got his own real sick something. Like he's so great. And maybe it is a problem. He's just too big, you know?
Or maybe he just didn't care enough to like fight for it, or maybe he just declined the invite, or he didn't like. Tim Duncan seems like the kind of guy that like when the season ends, it's like he goes to the Virgin Islands and like swims.
Swims, yeah.
And that's why every player should take a little bit from Tim Duncan, because he's 100 years old.
Yeah.
He has 1,000 championships, and he has not been injured because you know why? Because he doesn't play as much. These guys are playing all year round, and he is just like playing basketball. When there's a break, he hits in the water and just swims.
Yep,
it's the dream.
Yeah, that was his first love. It's always funny to find out about these guys. Yeah, except for Matt. No, it's always funny to find out like what these guys were going to be before they became basketball players, and these huge growth spurts are what made them become basketball players. But like Dirk Nowitzki was a tennis player.
Crazy.
You can find, you can Google like Dirk Nowitzki tennis, and you'll find pictures of him like looking like a young Boris Becker on the German clay courts, trying to be a tennis player. And then you're 7 feet tall, and Chris Mim was another one, a UT guy who was going to be a professional tennis player, and then had a growth spurt.
Well, we got a caller. Hit us up. What are you? Who are you?
What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello?
Prank call.
Prank call.
All right, well, here's the thing. If you're going to call into our show, our number is 323-230-4445. Don't hang up.
Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. Are you back on the line? All right, you're back on the line.
All right, we got him.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Now, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Perry, and I'm calling from Kansas.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, boy, how are these Jayhawks going to do? Or are you a Wichita State fan?
I'm a Jayhawk fan.
Is this Perry Ellis?
Yeah.
No, they named him after me though.
So what's happening? What did you pick up the lasers today, or the foam posits?
No.
No, but
no.
Yeah, so
I saw your Elite tweet about
yeah, 275. What do you think? What do you think?
Like, it's been like a recurring issue over like the last 3 years.
It's a lot, right?
Nike's like implemented so-called new technology, and you saw it with the Kobe 8, the systems.
Yep.
They just threw some flywire on the outside of it, and a bunch of reviewers just went through, and I actually bought them, and I just felt no difference whatsoever.
You know,
it's getting insane. I mean, it's insane right now.
I mean, the elite thing. We saw it with the 9. So yeah, it was the Kobe 8 and LeBron 9. I believe was Kobe 7, LeBron 9 was like the first time they did the Elite series.
And LeBron 9, the Elite, pretty much the only change was the carbon fiber,
right?
Heel posit or whatever it was.
Right, which is a very expensive build for a limited run of shoes. So I guess that's part of the reason for the upcharge. But I mean, $275 is a lot of scrap for a performance ball shoe.
I think they're taking advantage of the consumer. You know, I think they're just taking advantage of the specific consumer who, you know, not even the hype beasts. I think people like me. I mean, I don't know if you'd consider me a hype beast, but I feel like, you know, they're people who really enjoy sneakers and like the new technology and are interested in what this new Kobe is going to be like, and then are disappointed when you get it and it's just, you know, Flywire. It performs the same. You know, I mean, it's frustrating, and the problem is that it doesn't matter because even look at today. I mean, we're talking about foam posits and you know, lasers. Obviously, lasers is a different thing, but you know, these shoes are coming out and they're over $200. And they're sold out.
Right.
So it's not going to stop anything. I honestly think it's only going to get worse.
But the Elites, but I have to say, though, I have seen a lot of Elites go on sale in prior years.
Yeah.
A lot of them haven't sold through like, you know, other ones. The LeBron 11 Elites, I mean, they did save the best for last in terms of that almost like Iron Man colorway. I thought that was a really dope colorway. But
I really like that
But
colorway.
I mean, at $275, is it $275 dope?
And just out and about playing basketball, I only saw maybe 2 people who had bought them and actually wore them out.
Right.
And it's just, and with the Kobe 10, what they're doing with the Elite, it's kind of understandable because that's like the aesthetic of the shoe has changed completely.
Right.
To where now a postman could wear it, or anybody who wants that higher feel.
Right.
And it's more like the Kobe 9 in a way. Yeah,
no, that is a good point. It definitely does feel much more like a Kobe 9, which I was surprised that they went low again on the Kobe 10, you know, after the 9 had so much success, you know, as a high top. So,
and you have to take into account when they're like designing these shoes that they're not so much as taking in the players want for the shoe, but also their target market.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of people who buy the Kobe's, they're a bunch of guards too as well.
Right.
With they want the quick cuts and the good.
The Kobe's are so comfortable though. I mean, those shoes are kind of worth it. Just for me, I look at the Kobe's as not really for the performance, because I can't play basketball, but because
thanks for being honest, Stan.
Just because I'm gonna buy those shoes because I love the way they look. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I'm not gonna get caught up in the performance aspect. I'm just gonna be like, I just love those Kobe's. I'm hunting for them actually. I've tried them on the store, but not the colorway that I want. But you know. Yep.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Is there right now? What's your go-to shoe for performance ball?
I actually ID'd a pair of LeBron 9s.
Oh,
nice. Nice.
Very cool.
You know, I hear that from a lot of people about the 9s, that, you know, 9 is like one of their favorite performance LeBrons, much more so than the 11s, because even LeBron did.
And the 12s. I ID'd a pair of 12s too.
Yep. And LeBron's actually gone back to wearing those.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks so much.
Well, send us some pictures. Send us some pictures. Tweet us at Nice Kicks Live. Actually, for anybody listening in, show us what you got right now in terms of your ball shoes. I know it changes all the time. At Nice Kicks Live, we are here. And so I guess, my gosh, we are already at the last question of the day, Dan.
Man, time flies when you're talking sneakers and smelling them. I could have smelled those lasers all day long. Our producer is just staring at me. She's never coming back.
Yeah, she's never coming back. She's like, this is too weird.
She's like, I don't understand. Why are people calling about? She was like, 4 people were calling at once about sneakers.
So this one, the anniversary of Michael Jordan's comeback, and Larry talked about
which comeback? Which comeback?
Yeah, which comeback? Exactly, the double nickel one when he came back. The first time
for the White Sox.
No. Although those were celebrated, with like the Barons, Birmingham Barons pack.
Exactly.
Yeah. The anniversary of Michael Jordan's return to the NBA and the double nickels. I mean, we're already at what, 20 years? 20 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, gosh, it feels like, it was just yesterday that he retired the first time. And I'm like asking my mom, like, why?
But then when you see a fat Michael Jordan smoking a cigar on a golf course, you're like, oh, yeah, it has been 20 years.
It has been 20 years.
You got to respect that, though. If I was a professional athlete for all of my life, I would just immediately just get so fat and just like smoke. Why not?
But you know what? He still got it. Like when you see him at those camps, he can still
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he's not pro ready, obviously, but I mean, that guy, if there was a pick me up game for the 40 and over league, he's still taking home the trophy.
He could still play 10 to 15 minutes in the NBA just because he's smart enough and
get in position.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. There's a few of those guys who could probably still play 10, 12 minutes a game. He'd be a power forward at this point.
Right.
I don't know if he's got the guard speed, but yeah, I think he could probably. That was so funny about Magic because Magic came back. A lot of people don't remember that. After he was, announced that he was HIV positive, and so he makes his comeback in the 90.
I remember 95. That everyone was sort of like, don't touch me, because people were, didn't realize that.
He tried it. Yeah, no, it's Karl. Yeah, Karl Malone was the notorious one, who expressed reservation about wanting to, guard him. But to tell you how talented,
he also has a gun rack on the car that he drives to the arenas.
Yeah, and owns like 18-wheeler.
Yeah, and an 18-wheeler.
Recreation.
He's like the most Republican guy in the NBA history.
Yeah. No, but to tell you how talented Magic Johnson was a 6'9" point guard who came back as a power forward.
Right?
That's never going to happen again.
No.
Yeah.
It was that AIDS.
Yeah, that'll do it. No, but and then Jordan, faxed in his, faxed in, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, that'd be really funny if somebody announced, with a fax that said I'm back.
Because
nobody would see it for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. You're like, wait, why? That's how old you are using a fax machine.
Yeah, nobody checks the fax machine anymore. Yeah, you didn't get my fax. They said it 6 weeks ago. Like, we haven't changed the paper in the fax machine in 2 years. Nobody would get it now. No, but last night I was watching I was at a bar watching college games yesterday, and one TV, and the bar had NBA TV on, and they were showing the comeback stuff, and they showed highlights of that playoff series against Orlando after he came back in that season, and they got eliminated by Orlando, and how everybody was thinking like, did he just take too much time off? Is it over for Michael? And they were, Horace Grant, who had left the Bulls and joined Orlando. And they, like, the Magic players, like, lifted him on their shoulders. It was like validation that he'd made the right choice by leaving Chicago. And then, they get humiliated by Hakeem in the finals. And then Jordan comes back the next year.
It destroys
and wins the next 3 championships. It was there were questions
he came back 72-10 season the next season.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, so like there was a point where everybody's like, is it over? Did he take too much time off? And not only did he come back and prove to be the old Michael, but won 3 more championships and then walked away again.
Yeah.
I mean, came back again, but we don't have to remember that, Michael.
And that's why you got to pick up the double nickels.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you going to get them?
I'm definitely getting those. I mean, I love the Chicago 10s, and I think that, I had the last ones that came out, I think 2012 and or 2013. Gosh, I cannot remember. All these things are such a blur now.
I know.
Sneakers.
Yeah, I have the red, the
Bulls Over Broadway.
Bulls Over Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have those 10s, which I love.
Yep. But with that 45 stitched on it, I don't know. It just makes it that much more special to me. And then, you have some kids who are like, why is there a 45 on a Jordan?
Yeah, they don't get
son.
it.
Yeah.
Also, who's Jordan?
Yeah.
Who's Jordan?
Who's Jordan Michaels?
Yeah. But I think those are a great one that comes back. I always love when there's a story that comes back with a shoe, and especially around a Michael Jordan shoe. I mean, something around like a historic moment, like the double nickel game. I definitely would have loved to have seen like the Space Jams come back, on the anniversary of when he first wore them against Orlando. That's how for a lot of kids who don't know, that was how the Air Jordan 11 debuted on the NBA court, was in that same season in the playoffs against Orlando in Game 2. Game 1, he wore the Air Flight 1 against Penny, which was Penny's shoe. So he's like, played against him, and
I'm going to beat you in your own shoes.
I'm going to beat you in your own shoes. And I believe they actually won Game 1. I have to double check that one. Yeah. But then Game 2, boom, pulls out the Air Jordan 11s from Space Jam. So
you know what? There's an infamous game. A lot of people probably don't remember this, but I guess somebody had stolen Michael's jersey.
Yeah, Valentine's Day 1990.
Yeah, and so he wore
number 12.
Yeah. And they never commemorated.
Yeah, people in the room are just now looking at us like, what is the fuck is wrong with these two guys?
That was a common occurrence in the 80s. Like people would have jerseys stolen, or like the team equipment guy would like lose one.
Yeah.
So you'd see one guy on the team wearing like 00 with no name on it.
Right. There was no eBay then either.
Yeah. No. And I always wondered, like, did anybody, like, if it was a star player, did anybody like have to like run to Foot Locker or Champs and buy one off the shelf because one guy'd stolen?
Right.
I guess now, I'm sure every arena is probably equipped with every team's road jersey in case something happens like that. You know.
We saw with Steph Curry's shoes, they got jacked for All-Star.
But even that, even though I believe the story, if it wasn't true, it got much more attention than that shoe probably would have got on its own.
Right.
And
which a lot of people were saying that.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, I bet this was manufactured," but no.
Yeah. And no, I believe it, but but nobody would be surprised if it turned out, to be some kind of conspiracy there. But but I'm surprised they never commemorated that number 12.
I know,
with its own shoe.
Right. Exactly.
Not too late.
Not too late. No, we could always have an Air Jordan 5 with a 12 stitched on the side.
We'll do that.
ID them.
Yeah, ID them with a 12. All right, well, that does it for episode 2.
Oh my God, another great episode. Thank you, Drew. Thanks for all of our callers. Thanks to Nice Kicks. Of course, Dash Radio, DJ Ski. Yeah. And everyone who went out and bought those lasers. Who stood online and spent way too much money. I love all of you.
And didn't get their debit card, authorized over the limit.
Oh, exactly.
Don't color in your lasers. It's tempting. Keep them away from your children.
Don't do it.
No, they're not coloring books for your feet. All right. That does it for this one. Let's see you next week. Nice Kicks Live.
Bye.
Life, man. Chapter 1 of that. Chapter 1, life. Chapter 1. Live and die just to see my name on the wall. Never fall, gotta make do. Yeah, I signed my first deal, wasn't no meal. Barely had $1 to my name, and I was broke by day 2. Doing all types of songs. They were jamming, don't get me wrong, but my pops was like, Jay, this ain't you. Now I'm in the sip, taking trip to B-Ham, cause eating off the food in my grandma's kitchen wouldn't do. I'm talking in the studio all night, mixing for scratch, making beats out that batch, getting less than that crack my niggas serve. Thinking where did I go wrong, never should've quit school. I probably make more money flipping burgers than kicking verses for niggas that serving chicken for Skrilla. To buy some bottles of chains, but all the while I'm hurting inside, tucking my pride, knowing I'm ahead of the game. Shit, I wrote my best songs on the Greyhound of the 8. Bitch, I swear I ate a sandwich a day. I'm talking shit with the junkies at the racetrack, peddling CD that most niggas ain't play. Gave it for free, cause most niggas ain't paid. I gotta get heard, take a hit of that herb, my nigga pinching off. I'm high as fuck, asking myself, what good is a win if I take a loss? There's no answer. Blow the re up on the dancer, down to fuck for money, but I'm too scared to chance it. Hit the DJ booth to get my song spent, talking just touched down, but my flight got canceled with a bottle in my hand. it's pretty much gone. Taking slow sips, trying to pretend that I'm on with these Sachi shades. $150 soaking wet with the heart of a lion, but the pockets of a rich. And that's before your favorite rapper said he was a vet. I didn't have muscle to pull, I couldn't stretch to the finish line. While you was eating breakfast, it was dinner time. For a poor nigga, go get a young nigga face, but the soul of an old nigga grew up to be just like my pops in his shows, nigga. Rap name Fix. Back then it was a whole lot of who the fuck is this? A whole lot of Kurtz and who the fuck is Chris? Another acronym that don't stand for shit. And when it comes to name, that's as bad as it gets. Fast forward 10 years now, who don't know Crit? 2 albums on the shelf, I beat the sophomore jinx. I lost a few friends over ends, we don't speak. I'm thinking this must be what God really want for me. Top flow, reminiscing, Lord, I can't sleep. Like, what happens if I close my eyes and it's all a dream? And I'm back in that telly on Martin Luther King.